This is another genocide.
Thought I was capping, thought I was just rapping, till I made it happen. Made my dreams reality. Thought I was capping, thought I was just rapping, till I made it happen. Made my dreams reality, dreams reality, dreams reality, dreams reality, dreams reality. Made my dreams reality, dreams reality, dreams reality, dreams reality. Made my dreams reality. Thought I was capping, thought I was just rapping, till I made it happen. Made my dreams reality. Thought I was capping, thought I was just rapping, till I made it happen. Made my dreams reality. I finally did it.
MBS little bit.
It's Kiing. I heard niggas saying we'll tell them to keep that same energy. Look, keep that same energy.
Keep that same energy.
They claiming they real, but I'm what they claim to be.
I'm what they claim to be.
Look, they really ain't changing me.
They really ain't changing me.
I heard niggas saying we'll tell them to keep that same energy.
Keep that same energy.
Look, keep that same energy.
Keep that same energy.
They claiming they real, but I'm who they claim to be.
Who they claim to be.
They really ain't changing me.
They really ain't changing me.
Push me to the edge, really finna pop off. Big dog, got the game in a lockjaw. Wanna see me hit the top just to watch me fall. I ain't built to take an L, I am not yours. Shooters, they dressed up in all black. Wanting shots, tell these pussy and fall back. Big guns, and we aim them at your bull cat. Cocky nigga, yeah, I really think I'm more that. The girls that they think they was playing with. All shooters, the place that I come from. They ain't stop making guns when you got one. I ain't picking, they just start running, this is not one. I promise you that I'm not average. Then somebody tell them I'm savage. Put gold on my teeth, bitch, I'm lavish. Real bucket party ain't fake up with has-beens. Salute the shooter, don't say no names. MBS, shout out the fleet, okay. Pieces, boy, better stay in your lane. I thought that I told them we not the same. Reps and they really ain't friend to me. Middle finger to all of my enemies. And they real, but I am what they claim to be. Heard they can take and we'll tell them to keep that same energy.
Keep that same energy.
Look, keep that same energy. They claiming they real, but I'm what they claim to be.
I'm what they claim to be.
Look, they really ain't changing me.
Really ain't changing me.
I heard they can say and we'll tell them to keep that same energy.
Keep that same energy.
Look, keep that same energy.
Keep that same energy.
They claiming they real, but I'm who they claim to be.
I'm who they claim to be.
Look, they really ain't changing me.
Really ain't changing me. No.
Yeah. 10 toes, they planted, they standing down. Gon' give them a reason to hate me now. Something they claiming they made me now. Can't deal with fakeness, I'm praying, no, take me now. My little bro told me just don't let her. My foot on their neck with that pressure. No sleep, no, I just cannot rest. Up till these rap niggas is going on a stretcher. So this rap bitch probably be the death of me. But I'ma give them hell if they ever come for me. Two shooters transform like they bumblebee. I'm on my mind, I'ma turn it to a drum scene. So mama just pray I'm going all in. This game is not for the weak-hearted. Keep rockets on me like I'm Harden. No warning shots, I'm just smoking my targets. Look, keep that same energy.
Keep that same energy.
They claiming they real, but I'm what they claim to be.
I'm what they claim to be.
Look, they really ain't changing me.
Really ain't changing me.
I heard they can say and we'll tell them to keep that same energy.
Keep that same energy.
So go ahead and introduce yourself.
I go by Kiing Delyrous.
Why Kiing Delyrous?
Why Kiing Delyrous? When I first started off, I just went by Delirious. You know, just real out there. You know what I mean? So I just started off as Delirious, and then I started following King Loves, who's a Baltimore artist. and he dropped the song Becoming King, and what he talks about at the beginning is like, you know, your struggles, everything. If you make it through it, you're king. So I bonded with that. So I was like, you know what? It's no longer Delyrous, it's Kiing Delyrous. Even though nobody calls me Kiing Delyrous, everybody's just like King. So, but it's Kiing Delyrous.
They don't call you your full name, they call you just King?
Just King.
How do you like
Yeah.
that?
Whatever works for them. I mean, it's probably easier, so I don't really care. It's whatever.
That's cool. What inspires you?
What inspires me, to be honest, just my family. I mean, the support that I get from them, it's enough for me. I mean, I really just do music for a therapy purpose. And if I make it, I make it. It's cool, but it's just more therapy for me.
Yeah, it's an outlet.
Right.
That's awesome. Where are you from?
I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh, you're from here.
Yeah, I'm from here.
Born and raised?
Land of the Lobo.
There you go. Do you have plans on traveling anywhere else?
I've been to a lot of places. I've been to Louisiana, Denver, Arizona, Texas. I've traveled a lot, but I always end up back at home. Yeah. But I do a lot of out-of-state artists. You know what I mean? I got a lot of outlets with out-of-state people. So.
And that kind of ties us into the album you're dropping. What is the album you're about to drop?
Dead Industry. That's more of like a controversial album. It's like me actually like coming at the industry for what, you know, I feel is like washed up. You know what I mean? There ain't no real substance in the industry these days. So it's more me coming and knocking down the door instead of knocking on the door.
There you go. And what's substance to you? So you say the industry lacks substance. What is substance to you?
I mean, when hip hop first came out, it was like storytelling, you know what I mean? When trap was actually trap music, they were talking more about the struggle and what they were coming up from and letting the youth know that it wasn't a life to glorify, you know what I mean? But now you got the industry glorifying drug use and, you know, all this ridiculous stuff that it's like you're leading the youth down the wrong path instead of where they should be, knowing that that's not really what they want to be doing, you know?
Yeah, I was noticing, because we were listening to your stuff earlier, that you're very, it's trap style, but it's also very cerebral. So what is like what would you consider your theme of your music, or what your genre is?
I don't know, I've been asked that a bunch of times, to be honest. Everybody's like, man, you don't sound like nobody, you don't sound like, and I'm just like, yeah. And so I don't know, I don't really know what I label myself, because I just do music. You know, I'm a music creator, that's pretty much it. You know,
Awesome.
hip hop is what they try to say, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's unique, because when we're listening to it, it had its elements, like I said, of trap, but it's
Right.
it's also very lyrically, if you listen, there's a lot of depth to it. So when you write, what exactly is your writing process?
I don't know, right?
You don't write.
You know, I don't have like not one piece of paper I can show you. It's just, if I click with that beat, then I just, you know, I come off, and it sometimes it's just different. Like sometimes I'll have a verse right away for it, and so I'll come off with like 6 bars off the top, and then I'll just build from there. Sometimes I'll start with a hook, you know, something just real catchy, and then from there I'll go into my verse, but I don't write.
Wow. So nothing. You've never wrote anything down.
I wrote before. I mean, when I first started, yeah, I wrote like, I mean, first started, I just freestyled. And once I started taking, you know, my craft more serious and actually taking, you know, the music more serious, I started writing. And then maybe about 2 years ago, I signed with MBS, which is Made by Society Records, and I just started working with those artists more, and I stopped writing. Like the training that, you know, we did together, it was just got me to the point where I just put down the pen and pad, and you get more passion, I feel like, when you don't have to sit down and put more of your energy into that paper than you actually do into your music.
Very cool. And tell me more about, it's MBS?
MBS?
Yeah.
MBSR, Made by Society Records. Ted God, he's the CEO, he's from Chicago. Me and him linked up about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, and did a song called Tell Me That. From there, it's just like me and him clicked, signed, and I've been with him since.
And you've stuck with them?
Stuck with him. I mean, I had my own label before I signed with him, and I kind of put that on the back burner just because I feel like with the team, like, we could succeed a whole lot more. We all mesh together a whole lot better, and so that's the team I'm rocking with.
That's awesome.
Shout out MBS, by the way.
There you go. You have any shout outs before we?
Shout out everybody that's out here in New Mexico doing their thing. You know what I mean? Shout out Aeros. Without him, none of this would really be possible. You know what I mean? This is the only studio I come to. So, shout out everybody out here doing their thing.
That's awesome. And your album, when is that releasing?
I can't give you a specific date, but probably like end of December, beginning January. It's coming real soon, though.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll look
Be on
out
the
for it.
lookout for that. Spotify, iTunes, all that good stuff. Kiing Delyrous.
Perez Collision Center is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks and Albuquerque Boxing. Perez Collision Center offers expert knowledge on any of your auto body and paint needs. Give them a call today, 505-254-4655, or stop by for a visit at 2415 2nd Street Northwest in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Perez Collision Center.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Hi, I'm Nathan Smith, owner of Realty Executives Advantage right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I built my business on honesty, hard work, and the willingness to do whatever it takes to get the deal done. For me, it's not just about the one sale. It's about developing the relationship. Just ask Drew. My goal is to become your trusted real estate advisor. I truly want to be your realtor for life.
Hey, Demo, you a fool for this one, nigga. Hey, what it do, big bro? They ain't ready for this shit, Gino. What it do, Aero? Let's go, nigga. Shoes, check, check. Tools, check, check. Hold, check, check. Clothes, check, check. Heel, check, check. Blue, check, check. Running up a check. We running up a check. 100, check, check. Money, check, check. Bitch, check, check. Nike, check, check. Diamonds, check, check. Grinding, check, check. Running up a check. We running up a check. These niggas chasing no checks. I've been doing this since Bo race. That Mo whack, get her Mo work. Want the whole neck, no sex. Six in the air like we protesting. Yo ho, messy, yo ho, nasty. Talk about drugs, do no track. Straight comedy, no action. I grind late, I do no nap. Guns get the clapping, this me like magic. Boy, I'm not average, trying to live lavish. Yeah, shawty nasty, ride me like Aeros. Let a nigga have it, shoot your head like bass. Yeah, she like my fashion, I be money flashing. I be fresh and stuff like I step out of cash. Smoking, spitting, pocket full of cabbage. Yeah, we get that shit the hard way. Move your ass in broad day. She's a freak, still sucking when hugging. Freaky chasing checks, all about that money, nigga. Shoes, check, check. Tools, check, check. Hold, check, check. Clothes, check, check. Weed, check, check. Blue, check, check. Running up a check. We running up a check. 100, check, check. Money, check, check. Bitch, check, check. Nike, check, check. Diamonds, check, check. Grinding, check, check. Running up a check. We running up a check.
Okay, so go ahead and introduce yourself.
My real name is Frederick Maurice, where I was born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee. I've been doing music for probably like 11 years now, 10 or 11 years. And I love music, like I rap, I sing. I'm a versatile artist.
When did you move to New Mexico?
I could say in like 2012, around like 2012, so I've been here for a while now.
And what brought you here?
Basically family. I was coming to visit, but I didn't know I was gonna stay out here, so.
What would you consider your music genre to be?
I could say like rap and R&B. Like basically, cause like I said, I'm an R&B artist. I rap too, but I like to rap more than I like to sing. But like my album, I'm about to like really start mixing it up, because a lot of people want to hear me sing.
I definitely want to hear you sing.
Yeah.
I haven't heard you sing yet, so I'm hoping that I can hear you sing sometime. Where you're working on an album right now. What is the album's name and when is it going to be released?
The name of the album is My Mind Is Different. I want to release it November 29th.
And why do you call it My Mind Is Different?
Because I'm just a different person, like, you know what I mean? Like, I was born in the hood, like, because, like, living in the hood, a lot of people do a lot of trap music. Like, you don't see, like, a person from the hood that do trap music in R&B. Like, you know what I mean? And that's why, like, I named this album My Mind Is Different, because I am a different artist.
That's awesome. And when you write for these songs or for these albums, what is your writing style or writing process? Do you write it down? Do you freestyle? How do you come up with this?
Like, I basically write. I like to take my time. Sometimes I can write real fast. Like, if I'm in the studio, I can write fast, period. But, like, when I'm at home, listen to a beat, I like to take my time on it. Sometimes I like to rush it, but when I'm in the studio writing, I can write real quick. Especially, like, when I'm writing R&B, like, I like to really take my time on R&B tracks and stuff like that.
And what inspires you when you write?
What inspires me to write? I could say one of my biggest artists is like Lil Wayne and T.I. Like those guys really inspire me, because when I hear them do a new track, it makes me want to do a new song. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And is there anybody local that you really mess with, or anybody that you inspire you here locally?
It's a lot of artists inspire me. Gino Casino, T Streets, Franco, Mo Music, Radio. I know my boy Aeros don't do music, but he inspired me a lot. You know what I mean? He's a hard worker, man. He's been doing this for a long time, and that's one of my homeboys for sure.
That's awesome. When did you start music? How old were you?
I was like 16. I was like freestyling at first. But once I turned 18, I started recording tracks and started writing and started taking it more seriously.
When was the first time you were in a studio? Was when you were 18?
Mm-hmm. That's when I was freestyling. Like, I was freestyling everything. And some just told me to start writing. And once I started writing, a lot of people like, bro, like, you go hard. Like, I think you need to take this more seriously.
And who was the first person to tell you to start doing music?
I could say my homeboy, Chris. I know he probably watching right now, but my homeboy, Chris, like, he used to do a lot of freestyle rapping. And then one time we were just sitting in the car, he's like, we listened to a beat, he was like, I think you should freestyle. Like, nah, rapping's not for me, I like basketball more. Like, you know what I mean? But I just started freestyling and we just took it from there. He don't do music no more though, but he want to get back into it.
Are you gonna get him back into it?
Yeah, I told him to do music. I told him, for sure. Now he's seeing that I'm doing numbers and stuff, it motivates him to do music.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a really, really popular song. Could you tell us a little more about the name and how many streams it has and where to find it?
Well, the name of it is Grind Hustle Stat. You can find it on all platforms: YouTube, Apple Music, iTunes, like iHeartRadio. You can find it on all platforms, and the song is sitting at 1.2 million streams right now. That's awesome. And I seen a couple thousand from that already.
And how did you promote this? What are some of your marketing techniques?
Like, I was basically like traveling a lot, like traveling, just talking to people, and just telling them to follow your boy on Spotify, and that's I build an audience by doing that, and I also pay for ads. You know what I mean? I study the game, I do a lot of reading, so I see a lot of like major labels paying for ads, so I'm gonna do the same thing.
And if, let's say you were talking to somebody who just started music, a little 13-year-old kid, mm-hmm. who wants to jump into the music scene, what would be your best advice for them in the music game?
I would just tell them be patient. You also like take their time, and also I'll also tell a person just when you do a song, don't just bring that song right out. Like, do a lot of songs and pick and choose your best ones, basically.
And what makes a great song? What makes it unique when you have a great song versus like a song you just kind of hear and it's in the background of a party?
I feel like a song that you are really taking your time on. You know what I mean? Like, just really taking your time on that song, it really can make your song really good. Just taking your time on it.
That's awesome. Any shout outs you want to give to anybody?
Gino Casino. Shout out to everybody back in my city. Shout out to Albuquerque. Shout out to T Streets, Aeros, Radio, Mo Music, Franco, and everybody that been with me since day one.
What is glamour? Frailty. What is desire? Diamonds. They say a life lived without passion is hardly worth living.
Ma'am? Ma'am? Ma'am?
Dang, this one made me feel all special.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Sports Network. Car Crafters, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that could happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened?
Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car crafters, it's like it never happened.
It's just different.
Welcome to the Southwest 1616. Rappers going up on the big screen. Let's see who's gone to the end. 16 MCs going up for the win. Yeah. Welcome to the Southwest 1616. Rappers going up on the big screen. Let's see who's gone to the end. 16 MCs going up for the win. Yeah.
My name is Lyle. I'm the manager and artist for the group TIO, The Inspired Ones. I also produce Shut Up and Talk with you.
Cool. And you've essentially kind of fallen into the role as a producer, as you mentioned. I mean, you've done a bunch of other different things. You obviously are an artist, a rapper, but you know, for this interview, kind of focusing more on the production side of things. Tell me a little bit about the production role that you have with Tio to start, and more or less how that came to be.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about the TV shows.
So it started off when we brought Which Words to You to mix and master. It was our first studio release. We recorded all the songs elsewhere, but when I heard that there was a cool guy named Aeros in town that could do the mixing and mastering, that's who I brought it to. And after that, I was addicted to the sound. So throughout the process of recording Poetic Essence 1 through 4 and Euthanasia and Spica, I started to get like a knack for being able to pair up like artists and with like songs that we had chosen, whether they were on features with us or like, say for instance, A Omega and Eternity. They're really good at honing in on what I'm trying to do when I present a track to them. Like, I'll drop my verse and a hook first and then be like, hey, this is the way we should kind of like go, and then it kind of goes from there. And they're really good at that. Like, they're like chameleons, you know what I'm saying? So it's cool to have those two kind of guys on my team to be able to be like, all right, cool, I know where you're going with this, let me put my part in. So and then after that, you had asked me to assist you in some of the production with Shut Up and Talk with ProView, and the rest is history. I've had a lot of really good experience with both ends, whether it's the musical side or the television side. It's really cool.
Yeah. What are you mentioned TV. What are kind of the main differences that you have right now between kind of producing your own music and then taking on the new role as a TV producer? I know you're not fully responsible for everything that Shut Up and Talk needs, but what kind of is the role out there essentially, and what do you do as a TV producer there?
So for Shut Up and Talk, first of all, I make sure that all the guests get there and they're comfortable and they get everything that they need. I work one-on-one with LB and Buck, make sure they get everything they need before we start. I set up the mics, make sure that the camera angles are going really like the way that they looked prior, you know what I mean, the week before. And I've been working a lot with Josh and Alden recently, so they could kind of like teach me more of how to do the directing side of it too, as far as like making sure that camera angles are correct and the board, I forgot what it's called, TriCaster. Yeah, the TriCaster. That thing is crazy, but it's fun. It's fun to work with.
Yeah,
for sure. But the difference between that and the music, there's a huge difference for sure, because one is mainly just like what I hear audio like in my ears or in my head, and I'm able to bring that to life at your studio. With Shut Up and Talk and ProView, it's a totally different entity, because we're working with online, like a real program network, you know what I'm saying? So we have to make sure everything's tip-top shape and make sure that everything's presentable, like as professional as we can be. So that's probably the biggest difference for sure.
So you're getting ready to launch your own TV show now.
Yeah.
And why don't you kind of talk a little bit about that and just kind of explain, what the show is,
okay,
and the details surrounding it, and kind of more or less.
So the show's called Southwest 16, and I kind of wanted to showcase 16 rappers showing their best 16 bar verses, you know what I mean? So I wanted to do it like a tournament style, where it starts with 16 rappers, it dwindles down to 8, and then to 4, and then to the final round of one-on-one, where the 2 that are remaining left go against each other, and then the winner from that would have a separate segment right after that, which would be the 16th episode, ironically. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be cool to get to know who the winner is along the way, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I drew a little bit of inspiration from the UBR Battle Realm. They're called Universal Battle Realm, with Ronnie, Biz. A lot of those cats are really, really talented in formatting verses without even using music. You know what I mean? I don't know if they use music before they write the verse, or, you know what I mean, as inspiration or what, but the difference between that is we're actually going to be using instrumentals provided to us from local producers that donated some beats to our beat pool for the Southwest 16. So that's one of the main differences, is that they're going to be going on instrumentals and going against each other.
So you have 16 artists that are going to be in this tournament.
Right.
How are you going to make the matches? How are you going to match people up?
So I kind of wanted to go with an all random picking kind of thing. So we have a beat pool with 8 beats in it currently right now. So there's 16 rappers, 8 beats. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go live on Facebook or one of my social medias, probably Facebook, because that's where I have all of the artists on anyway, and draw the first 2 names from a hat, and then those 2 artists get to go into the beat pool first. You know what I mean? Like they get first dibs, and then as we go along, as I'm picking more and more people, then they get to go into the beat pool. Unfortunately, the last 2 are going to be stuck with the last beat that's left. I'm sorry, but they're all fire beats, you know what I'm saying? So no one's really gonna get cheated. I feel that Joe Beasy, Mellow Monk, and Audio Music, and J Biggs, amongst others, have provided really awesome beats to this beat pool, and I don't think anyone's gonna be disappointed, honestly.
Okay. And so are you just filming one season and that's it, or are you going to keep running the tournaments?
I want to keep running the tournaments as long as they go, you know what I mean? So like, don't get discouraged if you didn't make season 1, you know what I mean? Like, we're really going to shoot for making this a seasonal thing, hopefully about 4 a year, or maybe even more, you know what I mean? Depending on the participation from the artists in New Mexico and the Southwest. We even have some artists that were interested from Arizona and Texas, you know what I'm saying? So if we can keep up that energy, I'm all with it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready for this for the long haul, if that's what it takes. You know what I'm saying? So
right. Now everything's been in the planning stages for a little while now.
Right.
What is kind of the next step for it to become an actual program? What are we kind of waiting on, or what do we need to do?
As soon as everything's a go and we all feel comfortable that Vile could run the show by himself, not by himself, but like, you know what I'm saying, like, can actually pull this off, then it's a go, you know what I mean? And I feel like I'm almost ready. So Southwest 16 coming soon.